Waitress says, "Sir, that's my dad's signature." Billionaire CEO drops his glass in shock.
The restaurant buzzed softly with the low hum of evening chatter, silverware clinking, glasses shining, and warm jazz floating through the air. At table 7 sat Ethan Cole, a man who commanded boardrooms, crushed competitors, and signed deals worth millions without blinking. Tonight, he wasn't here for pleasure, he was here for power. Across from him lay a leather briefcase, thick with legal papers, the final acquisition papers of a small family-owned construction company. Just one signature, and the company, Andrews & Sons Builders, would be history. Ethan adjusted his cufflinks and signaled to the waitress. "Water, please," he said, without looking up. The young woman approached, her steps calm but her face bright. Her name tag read Lily. She poured water into his glass, her hands steady, her smile genuine, the kind of smile that made people feel seen.
But then her eyes flicked toward the open folder on his table. And in one instant, her entire expression changed.
She froze. "Sir," she whispered, voice trembling slightly, that's my dad's signature."
Ethan's hand paused midair, gripping his pen. "What did you just say?" She pointed to the corner of the contract, a small, neat signature that read George Andrews. "My dad, he used to run Andrews & Sons, before he passed away 3 years ago."
The billionaire frowned. "That's impossible. This is a current authorization form." But the shock in her eyes was real. Her voice cracked as she explained, "Sir, my dad died working on your company's project. The site collapsed because safety funds were cut. We never got compensation. He used to dream of finishing that project. You're buying it now." Ethan's face went pale. His glass slipped from his hand and shattered on the marble floor. The restaurant went silent. Lily knelt down instantly, trying to clean up the mess, but Ethan stopped her. For the first time, he looked at her, really looked. The calluses on her hands, the wear in her uniform, the exhaustion hidden behind her kind smile. "Where's your mother?" he asked softly. "She passed too. I just take care of my little brother. He wants to be an engineer like dad." Something in those words struck Ethan like a blade through armor. He had built his empire on efficiency, cutting costs, buying dreams cheap. But tonight, face to face with the daughter of a man whose work he'd erased, he saw what that efficiency had cost. He didn't say another word. He simply stood up, left a tip large enough to pay her college tuition, and walked out of the restaurant, shaken to his core. 2 days later. Lily came home from her morning shift to find a black car parked outside her small apartment. A woman in an elegant suit stepped out, Ethan Cole's personal assistant. "Miss Andrews," she said, handing her an envelope, "Mr. Cole asked me to deliver this personally." Inside was a letter, handwritten. "Greater than your father's company will not be sold. Instead, it will be rebuilt, under your name. You once said he dreamed of finishing that project. Let's finish it together. Ethan Cole." Tears welled in Lily's eyes. But the letter wasn't the only thing inside. There was also a set of blueprints, and a scholarship certificate for her brother, fully funded through college. Months later. The project site was alive again. New machines, new workers, and a large banner that read, "Andrews & Sons, rebuilt in honor." Ethan stood beside Lily, now a project manager in her father's legacy. "Funny," he said quietly, "how one signature can destroy lives, or rebuild them." Lily smiled softly. "And how one act of kindness can change a man's heart." As the sun dipped low over the construction site, Ethan watched her brother laugh and play with the workers, holding a hard hat too big for his head. And for the first time in years, Ethan Cole, the man known for ruthless ambition, felt something money could never buy: peace. Sometimes, life places us face to face with the consequences of our own choices, not to shame us, but to give us a chance to make things right. Compassion doesn't cost a fortune, but it can change the world for someone who's lost everything.